Hi everyone, welcome to this English learning video. In this video, we are going to learn how to use similes, metaphors, and alliteration in your writings. Here is the content of this English learning video. In this video, we will mainly focus on the characteristics, benefits, and usage of similes, metaphors, and alliteration. Introduction. Similes, metaphors, and alliteration are the examples of figure of speech. Figure of speech is an expression that uses words to mean something different from their ordinary meaning. In other words, we are not taking the literal meaning of the words. The use of figure of speech can create a rhetorical effect. It can be used to persuade and influence people, and to express ideas more powerfully. Part 1. Similes. A simile is the use of an expression directly comparing one thing with another, and creates an explicit comparison between them. It is used as a literary device to show a common quality within two essentially different things, events, or concepts. We always use the words as or like in a simile sentence to compare the two objects. Similes can be literally true. It is used to make more vivid and effective descriptions. Let's look at some similes examples. As cold as ice. Tall like a giraffe. As hard as nails. Example sentence. Number 1. Batman is brave like a lion to fight against his enemy. Explanation. In this sentence, the braveness of Batman is being emphasized. The writer takes the braveness and courage characteristic of lions to compare with the acts of Batman. Example sentence. Number 2. Mary is as thin as a rail. Explanation. There are no real similarity between a girl and a rail. However, describing a girl as thin as a rail evokes the image of a remarkably thin and skinny girl, since a rail is a very thin pole. Please note that Charlie likes Snoopy is simply a statement, but not a simile. Although the word like is used in this sentence, it is the expression of the boy's adored feeling for Snoopy. On the other hand, Mario looks like Luigi can be considered as a simile sentence. as it compares Mario's appearance with the other boy, Luigi. Exercise time. You can now take out your worksheet or download it from eClass. In this exercise, you need to rewrite the following sentences. Replace the underlined words with a simile from the box. You will have 2 minutes to finish this task. You can refer to the timer on the right-hand side. You may now start. Let's check the answer together. Number 1. The hero was as cool as a cucumber in difficult situations. Number 2. I slept like a log last night. Number 3. My dog is so old it is as deaf as a post. Number 4. The bed in the hotel was as hard as iron. Number 5. My brother has a brain like a sieve. Number 6. My sister's hair is beautiful. It is black like ebony. Part 2. Metaphors. A metaphor makes an indirect comparison between two unlike things. A metaphor is an implicit comparison. We state something is something else in a metaphor sentence. So, reader may have to work a little to find the meaning of the sentence. A metaphor is not literally true. Metaphors can be used to help us emphasize our ideas and express in a stronger and more creative way. Let's look at some example sentences. Number 1. Time is a thief. Explanation. Time doesn't put on a mask or lurk around the dark corners. This metaphor illustrates the point that time seems to pass quickly and our lives flash by. Example sentence number 2. She is going through a roller coaster of emotions. Explanation. Our emotions can't take a ride on a roller coaster. This metaphor simply means the person is going through a lot of different moods. Exercise time, part 1. Underline the metaphoric language in the following sentences. Metaphoric language means the words or phrase contains metaphors. You will have 1 minute to finish this task. You may now start. Let's check the answer together. Number 1. He flew down the road on his new bike. We should underline flew. Number 2. My sister has flaming red hair. We should underline flaming. Number 3. The new baby is the apple of my brother's eye. We should underline apple of my brother's eye. Number 4. As Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. We should underline a stage. Number 5. Education is the escape hatch for many poor children. We should underline the escape hatch. Exercise time, part 2. In this exercise, please complete the following sentences with a metaphor from the box. You will have 1 minute to finish this task. You may now start. Let's check the answer together. Number 1. My dad is very romantic and always tells my mom that she is the light of his life. Number 2. I was so pleased to see them that I jumped for joy. Number 3. Mrs. Brown said my little sister was a trick monkey sometimes. Number 4. The paths in London are very important because, as William Pitt said, they are the lungs of London. Part 2.5. What is the similarity and differences between similes and metaphors? Similes and metaphors. They both used to make a comparison between two things that aren't alike but do have something in common. Similes make a direct comparison. Metaphors make an indirect comparison. Similes use words such as, or, like. Metaphors say something is something else. Similes can be literally true. Metaphors is not literally true. Now, let's have a look at these two sentences. Can you tell which one is a simile and metaphor? Number 1. My love is like a red, red rose. Number 2. Love is a rose. Number 1 is a simile because the word like is used in the sentence. Number 2 is a metaphor because the sentence states that love is a rose. Part 3. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repeated use of the first letter or sound of a word. It draws attention to what you have written, so it helps to make a good start or end to your writings. It is used a lot in poetry and tongue twisters. Let's look at some example sentences. Number 1. That Monday morning was misty and mysterious. Explanation. The M sound is repeated in the sentence. Example sentence. Number 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Explanation. The P sound P is repeated in the sentence. Exercise time. Complete these descriptions with your own ideas. using alliteration. You have 1 minute to finish this task. You may now start. Let's look at the suggested answer. Number 1. 10 tomatoes. Number 2. 9 nephews. Number 3. 8 apes. Number 4. 7 societies. Number 5. 6 signs. Quick review. Similes are the comparison between two things using the words as or like in a sentence. Metaphors are the comparison between two things, saying something is something else in a sentence. Alliteration is the repeated use of the first letter or sound of a word. This is the end of this English learning video. Thank you very much. Please try your best to finish the worksheet. See you in the next video.